It's great to have with us today a smattering of folks from our English department. They're going to talk to us about how we can be a better writer. They're going to touch base on our One Book, One College program, which I don't know if any of you had a great opportunity to look at. I'm a big fan of OBOC. Look what I happen to have right here. Wonderful book, Washington Black. If you guys didn't have the opportunity to read last year's OBOC, it's still available in the library. It is still available online. The audio book version on Audible, I can't recommend it enough. The narrator is wonderful. Great story. You'll fly through it, but it'll help connect you again to everything that's happening here on campus. So, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you're at in your pajama pants and full Zoom attire, please welcome Mr. Peter Francev, the department chair of our English department, Miss Brittany Morgan, our full-time English instructor, Jamie Fisher, full-time English instructor, and Josh Wagenhoffer, full-time English professor, and he runs our writing center. Ladies and gentlemen, your Victor Valley College English department. Let's give them a round of applause. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'll go ahead and turn things over to you all, so please.
Thanks, Chris. I got to say, it was pretty impressive that you got my name right on the spot. Most people butcher it. So I'm Joshua Wagenhoffer. I am the current Writing Center facilitator, and I'm going to spend a couple minutes going over the Writing Center and all the services that we offer. So I will need to share my screen. I made a fancy little PowerPoint for us to follow along. Get it here. And sorry, just moving some stuff around. All right, where's my, sorry, 1 second. It's on it. Well, let's do it this way. I can't find my present option. All right, so I am the VVC Writing Center facilitator, and I just want to go over some information about the Writing Center. Obviously, right now during COVID, we don't have in-person services, but we do offer them through Zoom, through Canvas, and a couple of other ways. Our hours are 9 to 5, Monday through Thursday, and 9 to 3 on Fridays. We have a paper drop-off option, which I'll go over later, but that would maybe allow you, maybe you're working during those times, or you can't get to us during those times. It allows us still to kind of have some feedback and interaction with your work if the need arises. So the Writing Center, what is our general purpose? Because when you hear Writing Center, we think of writing. Is this where I center my writing? Is this only for English classes? What is the purpose of this? So our general purpose is to help you grow as a writer. Okay, our job is to help you. We will kind of help you, but ultimately we want you to be able to write on your own. So, you know, down the line when you get to university or you're applying for a job after you graduate, or what have you, you can rely on some skills that we've helped you with and helped you acquire. So no matter where you're at and for what class you're at, if you're doing writing or reading, we can help you. We can help you identify and recognize maybe problems you're having and walk you through the different steps of a process of writing and reading. We normally provide suggestions on what we call large or global issues. These are big things that affect your writing and how others understand your writing. So things like thesis, clarity, organization, structure, content, those big things that those crazy English professors always knock you on. Introductions, body paragraphs, details. But we have these same issues in other classes like history classes. Sometimes you write in a science report. Feel free to stop by with whatever class you're a part of. Come see us and we will kind of help you understand and identify and recognize kind of how to work with your writing and address these issues. Now we do work with grammar. We're not a proofreading service, so if you come to our tutors and you ask us to read your paper and correct it, we can't do that because we're trying to help you strengthen your writing. So we will help you identify issues, maybe have trouble with commas. We all have trouble with commas. I have trouble with commas all the time. Semicolons or colons or how to cite. Or how to spell certain words or how to recognize and identify these issues. These are things that we will be more than glad to work with you on. This is why we exist, just for you and your writing. Now, what tutoring services does the Writing Center offer? So we try to offer a variety of services because we know our students have a diverse set of needs. So we offer two different options for what we call live tutoring. It makes it sound like a zombie, but live tutoring. So on Canvas, um, sometimes your instructors and our tutoring and academic support center, we have a software program called Pisces. It's just a program that allows you to work with our tutors one-on-one. During these live sessions, you'll have a big white Canvas screen, and you can put your paper on that screen, and the tutor, if you have trouble with technology, our tutors have been trained to walk you through the screen, but you and a tutor can work at the same time on your paper. We use a chat function for that. So maybe you feel self-conscious about maybe talking about your work. We have a chat session that allows you and the tutor to go over your paper and to work. We call this synchronously, that you are working in sync. During this time, you and the tutor can make little markings on your paper. You guys can talk about your paper. You can go in depth through your paper. A great thing about our Pisces option, our live tutoring, is it gives you the ability to then print out all the stuff that you and the tutor did, and you can take it to your professor, and you can kind of show them, this is what I tried to work on in the Writing Center. As I mentioned earlier, we also have a paper drop-off option. Maybe it's hard for you because of work, kids, or other responsibilities to get live tutoring. We do have a drop-off function through the same software program. So maybe it's late at night, and I have to work on this paper, and I don't really have time. The Writing Center is like officially closed. You can drop off the paper, and within 24 to 48 hours, our tutors will get back to you with some advice on your writing, things to consider. Now, I want to stress that we will always just offer advice. We won't tell you what to do, because again, this is your piece of writing. It's up to you to decide what changes to make and to think what fits best for your class. If Pisces isn't quite what you're used to, we also offer tutoring through Zoom. You can use your video or no video, but you will have audio. I know most of us are familiar through Zoom. Right now we're on Zoom. But if you do tutoring through Zoom, we need to have an appointment just so we can make sure that we have a time available for you and the tutor, and that we can work together. We also offer workshops. Now, workshops are great, and these are also offered through Zoom. And these are at set times. So Monday through Thursday, I didn't put it on my fancy PowerPoint. Monday through Thursday, 11 to 12, and from 3 to 4, and on Fridays from noon to 1. We have Zoom's workshops set up, and these cover a variety of concepts: APA formatting, MLA formatting, thesis sentences, organization. Maybe you're taking class in English 104 with logical fallacies, rhetoric. We have a number of workshops that cover that are hour-long, that cover concepts that maybe you're more interested in. A tutor will normally lead you through the workshop, and then towards the middle to end point of the workshop, you will have some activity that you will need to do, and then you and the tutor and the rest of the people in the workshop will kind of review the work. Finally, I want to stress that we also have something called directed learning activities, or DLAs. These are faculty designed exercises that provide support in key concepts. So think of them as workshops, except you'll kind of spend most of the time working on your own on a certain type of handout. And then after that, you will meet one-on-one with a tutor. And I know this is a lot of information, so don't worry. I have contact information. If you want to take a nice, use your nice little phone, take a screenshot or a screenshot on your computer. I'm the facilitator. My name is Joshua Wagenhoffer again. With many email addresses here at VVC, it's normally the first name dot last name at vvc.edu. We also have in the Writing Center a senior instructional assistant. Her name is Alice Alvarado. alice.alvarado@vvc.edu. If you have any questions about anything I've talked about, or you just want more information, or you need more guidance for anything, just please feel free to reach out. We're more than glad to give you information. I know we'll probably be seeing you guys in your classes in the spring, because we normally give presentations. So if you need more information, please hesitate to reach out. We definitely want to help you find success at VVC. We also have our general webpage. If you just go on, type in Victor Valley College Writing Center or VVC Writing Center on Google, it'll take you to our page where it has much more information about what I talked about. But I appreciate you guys. I appreciate you all stopping by and everything and checking us out and listen to us. So I'm going to stop the share. Here we are again. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Thank you, everyone. And I will turn it over to Peter and Brittany and Jamie.
All right, thanks, Professor Wagenhoffer. As Chris mentioned at the beginning, I'm Dr. Francev. I'm chair of the English department, and I'd like to welcome everyone back for the spring semester, for those of you who are returning students, and for those of you who are not, and this is your first semester at VVC, welcome. I suspect you guys will enjoy the time that you are enrolled at VVC, because one thing that is great, not just about the college, but the English department, is that we are here to support you. Remember, we were all students once, and we know what it's like, the nerves, the butterflies, whether you're an English major or you're not. English can be daunting. I've heard students say it's scary, and just remember that it is not scary. It's actually quite fun. So with that, I'd like to talk to you guys about the English department as a whole. Professors Fisher and Morgan will be talking to you briefly in a few minutes about the One Book, One College program, and I'd like to talk to you guys about the English department. I also will share my screen and get it to work. And hopefully you guys can see that. This is the English AAT, these are the degree requirements. And so my plan is for this, for those of you who are English majors or English minors, and this would be, you know, the kind of path you would want to take. And for those of you who are not English majors or minors, I'll speak to you guys in just a second. But for English majors, you guys are obviously going to have to take English 101, which is composition and reading. And then for the degree, for the AAT degree, as well as to transfer to all Cal States, all UCs, and four-year colleges and universities, you're going to need to complete English 102, which is our composition and literature course. At other schools, you'll see it as a kind of an introduction to literature course, and that's where you will read a variety of texts: poetry, prose, plays, fiction, nonfiction. It gives you a sense of what literature is all about. Plus, you'll probably learn some basic literary theories on how to interpret the literature. Critical thinking and writing should not be scary. What our professors do in the English department with English 104 is they teach you how to think critically, not just in supporting your own ideas, your own thesis statement, but counter arguments. So kind of thinking about what the other side would say in regards to, or with regards to, your thesis statement or your supporting details. So those, my suggestion is you take those as quickly as possible. Obviously, English 101 is a prereq for English 102 and 104. So I would take English 101 in my very first semester at VVC, get it out of the way, and then probably jump right into English 102 and 104 in the next semesters. Because then in your second year, that'll allow you to focus on your literature courses. And as you can see, we have some fantastic lit courses. We have the Survey of American Lit 1 and 2, Survey of British or World Lit 1 and 2, and Survey of British Lit 1 and 2. Now, our requirements for the degree is that you select any two of these 6. Keep in mind that when you transfer to Cal State's, UCs, or 4 years, you're more than likely going to need a sequential order of survey classes. So what that means is you may, if you start with American Lit 1, you'll probably want to take American Lit 2. And the same goes for World Lit and British Lit. We are offering these classes The survey classes will be offered every semester. In at least one of these will be offered every semester, with a hope of a 2-year repetition, so that you can get your list A courses out of the way and knocked out for transfer as well as for the degree. The optional lit classes, fiction, poetry, Chicano, Latino, Latina, Chicana lit, African American lit, Native American lit, children's lit, and Shakespeare are all right here. Fantastic courses that are specific to their genre. And I strongly suggest you take as many of these as you can, just to get a breadth of knowledge of literature, because it'll only help you guys when you guys transfer. And then list C is, you can pick a couple of our writing classes, or if you're going to be transferring to a university where they require foreign language, why not get started on your AS, French, or Spanish requirements? For English minors, those requirements will probably be the same. And once you knock out the AAT, when you transfer, you'll probably only be a handful of classes away from the English minor. So you guys would be set. Now, for those of you who are not English majors or minors, and you're absolutely terrified by English, let me tell you this. I was once someone who, like yourself, was terrified. I was a STEM major when I first started out in college, and I couldn't get through chem. And so this is why I'm teaching English now. Our faculty are incredibly dedicated to the student body at VVC. We are an incredibly supporting department. We are supportful of all of our students, and we care about all of our students. And if we didn't, we wouldn't be at VVC. I have never been with a group of faculty who are more committed to student success and student support than I have with my colleagues in the English department at VVC. And this is I'm in the middle of my 17th year of teaching at the college level. Guys, if you're scared of English or not, take an English class or 2 or 3 or 4. Take it with a variety of instructors. Take your classes with a variety of instructors, because we have one of the most dynamic departments, one of the most dynamic English departments in, I would say, all of 115 community colleges in the state. We are here for you, and it's our job to help you guys feel comfortable with English, to help you guys succeed, so that when you guys transfer, you will be prepared. Okay? If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. Peter.Francev, like the country France, with a V at the end of it, at vvc.edu. My gosh, I had to stop and think about that for a second. Peter.Francev at vvc.edu. Reach out, any questions I can help you guys with. I'm here for you. And you can even email any of our English faculty. We have a really dynamic, wonderful group of professors who are here to support you guys and help you guys succeed. So on that, I'll turn it over to Professors Fisher and Morgan so that they can talk about OBOC.
Hi, everybody. Just so you know, I have kids at my house right now who are doing remote schooling. So I understand, for those of you who are parents and are doing this from home, I understand, I get it, it is hard. So I apologize if I'm at all distracted during this talk, but I'm really excited to tell you guys about our program, our inaugural program, which means that this is the first year we're doing it, the VVC OBOC program, which is an acronym for One Book, One College. One Book, One College means that we are all together reading a book. You may be introduced to the book in an English class. That might be the place where you actually read the book, or you can choose, if you'd like to read the book on your own. Either way, the point is that we are trying to get students engaged in this larger conversation that's happening in the world now, and engaged in loving and being excited about reading. And I know that for some of you guys, you might be thinking, yeah, right, right? Whereas others of you guys might be really excited about this program and already excited about reading. Either way, and I'm going to go ahead and share my screen as well. either way, wherever you're at on the sort of reading spectrum of enjoyment. Hold on one second while I share my screen. Wrong page, I apologize. Wherever you're at on that spectrum, one thing I want to point out before I tell you some more about OBOC is that if you believe that you're not a good reader, or if you believe that some people are born good readers, then you believe in a myth, because it is not true that some of us are better readers at birth than others. Reading is a skill, it's a muscle. And I've been hearing that a lot from other professors today about how you have to work and you have to practice to get better at something, right? One of my favorite things about college was that ideas were in the air, and that really deep, heavy work of so kind of throwing yourself into this conversation. And part of the conversation of academia happens through storytelling, right? Through books. And it's really important to be a successful student, to be a successful writer, to work on those reading skills, to work on those reading muscles as well. So what we've done with the One Book, One College program is we've reached out to all these other departments and to ASB. Robert Sewell's here with us today, and he's been really supportive about helping us with some of these events. We've reached out to other departments, the library, the music department, the art department, and together we have built that conversation for you. So Brittany, Professor Brittany Morgan's going to talk a little bit more about what those events are, but I'll just give you a brief preview of something that we did last semester in the fall. We're still reading Washington Black, which is the college book of the year. Thank you, Christopher Nunez, for pointing that out. We're still reading that book this spring. But one thing that we did last semester was this art contest. So students got to engage with one of the ideas in Washington Black, which is the concept of silence, and how some people in society might have louder voices because of where they come from or who they are than others. So also the music department has been really wonderful about helping to engage students in that conversation through music. All of those ideas are surfaced by the novel, and that's a really exciting way, we think, of helping students to engage in the concepts that are in the novel. The other thing about the One Book, One College program is it's designed to support what you're doing in your classes. Okay, so if you're reading the book in your classes, then we are trying to give you as much support for that process as possible, and also to engage you in a community of readers and writers. Okay, so I really hope that whether you're reading this book in a class or you're not, you join us. It will absolutely enrich your first year experience. And if you're not a first year student, and like me, I was in community college for 5 years, so maybe you're on your fifth year here at VVC, and that's okay too. We still hope that you are joining us in the experience of reading the college novel. So Professor Brittany Morgan is going to talk to you a little bit more about what we do and what we've done in the past. And so I'll go ahead and hand it over to her.
Thank you, Professor Fisher. So if we could look at the tab that states upcoming events. Actually, I'm going to take you through a little journey from Blast from the Past on the events that we had for fall 2020, which was our inaugural year. That's where we first launched. So to start with, we had something in September called the ebook giveaway, and that's where we gave away free ebook copies while supplies lasted of the chosen text of the year for OBOC, which was Washington Black. And so just to kind of speed us up really quick for spring 2021, I want to put in a little bit of a plug because starting next week on February 16th on our homepage, we are going to have this event again. So for your chance to get a free ebook of the copy of Washington Black while supplies last as well. And we'll have more information coming your way to your emails and on the OBOC website. But that kicked us off for our first event for last year. Then if we cruise upward a little bit, the next event that we had was the campus zine. And that's where students were able to create a representative interpretive piece of art inspired by the themes or the issues kind of found within the text. And what a zine basically is it is a self-published magazine. And so VVC currently is working on their own self-published magazine under the inspiration of Washington Black. Now, we held this in fall of last year, but the good news is, guys, is I believe it's coming back again. I'm pretty sure that it will be coming back again from what I hear murmurs with the various departments of the library and English. I'm sorry, with the library and the art department. So more information will be coming your way in regards to that as well. And guys, these are things that you can also put on your CVs and resumes, right? That you participated in a magazine, even though it's self-published on campus. It's still professional material. So we're trying to create opportunities with OBOC as well to help support you professionally, as well as support your reading experience as well. And this event right here is something that did just that. Dr. Francev was a panelist along with 2 other faculty in the philosophy department, and they put on a guest speaker series discussing and further investigating the themes and issues found within Washington Black. And so that's an event that we had in October that students and all faculty and staff were able to attend. And then if we move up a little bit more, finally, we have, finally, to round out the semester, we had participation from the music department, and they put on a series of concerts that they released throughout the week. And all of the music was inspired by cultural music reflected from Washington Black as well. And so for spring, we are curating for you new experiences to support your reading experience and the intellectual experience as well. The biggest kind of creme de la creme that we have coming is we have Essia Jujian herself, the author of Washington Black. She is going to give a guest lecture to us on campus on April 29th. And so we definitely will have a lot more information coming your way in your emails and on the website. So that's definitely something that I hope everyone here and then some can tune in to come see her speak, because it's really exciting. Now, the other thing I wanted to emphasize is another benefit to being a part of this program for OBOC. And this really comes from personal experience, because I wanted to share that I totally identified with Dr. Francev when he talked about kind of the nerves of being a college student. And that's something that I can identify with, because I am a first generation college student myself, which means I am the first from my family to go to college. So feeling comfortable in a classroom and on a college campus in general is just something that I didn't have. And what I found is that the more I immersed myself in campus through events and activities that were held, the more comfortable and confident I started to feel. And I truly feel that even though OBOC is supporting the reading experience and the intellectual experiences that you guys are having, it also gives you a sense of community. It's that bridge, it is that vessel to help you feel more connected to VVC in campus during a time where maybe we might feel disconnected because we're virtual and we're not actually on campus, right? And so research indicates that the more invested and comfortable that you feel in being a part of campus, it translates into your courses in terms of academic success. So I really hope you guys find or totally immerse yourself into this OBOC program, or just find avenues that you can have access to, whether it's just reading the book, or whether it's attending some of the events, or better yet, all of the events, right? To help you feel more connected to campus, because this program also is to help inspire community, because you're reading a book that is allowing you to share the same experiences as other people on campus, but we're connecting virtually right now. Of course, we'll come back and we'll have in-campus events for you, but this is definitely an easy, accessible means to feel more connected to your college experience. So if you guys have any questions, my email is brittany.morgan@vvc.edu. Jamie will give her email as well. And I hope to see you guys at our events coming up that are being curated specifically for you. So thank you guys.
Yeah, and if I could just add to that really quickly, I just wanted to say, I knew Professor Morgan when she was a college student at a community college. I was a professor at another community college, and I worked with her in a writing center. And so I can personally attest to the fact that she threw herself into the community at the college where she worked at. And it really does change your experience. And it really does also change the opportunities that come your way when you leave college. It's such an exciting thing to be part of the college community. And so our hope is that students really listen to that advice and throw themselves into these events. And so my email is jamie.fisher@vvc.edu. I think you guys are hopefully you guys are getting the point that it's our first name dot last name @vvc.edu. But yeah, does anyone have any questions for us or for the English department? Chris, I think you're muted.
Yes, there we go. Thank you, Jamie. Appreciate that. Jamie, I just wanted to clarify. So currently, you guys don't have any more codes for free access online, right?
Well, Professor Morgan is starting tomorrow, right? Well, Brittany, why don't you go ahead and explain that?
So for the free ebook, starting February 16th, there will be a pledge form released on our homepage for OBOC. And all the students have to do is select the link that is available, and then they just fill out the prompted questions like their name and ID numbers, so we can get access to them if they're a recipient of that free ebook. And they basically just need to pledge that they will attend X amount of library sessions for the book club that we have and that is attached to this program. You know, we're not the police, so we're not, you know, making sure that you're coming. It's just a pledge form, just saying I'm interested, I'm dedicated, you know, to reading this book. And then we're giving away free ebook copies while supplies last. So we do have a limited number of copies available, but students will be emailed and contacted by a librarian if they are a recipient of that free ebook. And that starts February 16th. And we're definitely going to be sending something to student emails. It definitely will fly by the end of the week, just information on our OBOC website. And so we really hope to have a lot of participation with that so we can get books in the hands of students.
Wonderful.
I'm sorry, if I could just plug really quickly to the library's involvement in this. They do a book club and they meet once a month, every month during the semester. And we went to those book club meetings too, and the conversation is incredibly rich and it's fun. It's a fun conversation, and we got a lot of students who attended those conversations, and the feedback that we got from the students was really good. They really enjoyed the book club. So even if that's one small way to engage in the book is by attending those book club meetings, I hope that people do. So that's all I had.
Wonderful.